Welcome again, everyone, to You Heard, episode 33. We'll be talking about primarily our next big milestone coming up, which is our launch of yAxis V3 on the Avalanche network. So that is imminent. Pretty excited about that. But happy Friday, everyone. Good to see you here. Glad to have Mr. Poppy on deck over here. How you doing, Poppy?
Hey, I'm good, Mister. And I think we are going to get RT up here. Maybe we just want to grab him from the audience.
Yeah, RT, we're gonna get you right up here, sir. Just like that. If you could accept that invite.
So it's been a bit of a crazy week. I think everyone sitting here, I don't have to tell you that, saw the market. Well, actually, let me preface this first, right? I just want to say, I feel we sympathize with everyone that's in Ukraine, everything that's going on in Russia. Not getting into the politics, regardless of what or why. It's just not a great time to be in Ukraine, I'm sure. And so, I hope everyone's safe. I hope all of the yAxis investors, users are doing okay. But from a market perspective, it was certainly a wild ride this week um, for everyone. So, uh, I'm glad. I think things are starting to kind of recover, right? So,
Yeah, it's looking a little better than it was not too long ago. But yeah, it's wild times right now. We hope everyone's safe. Not to laugh at it at all, but it is it's unprecedented almost what's going on right now. But the good news is we're still chugging ahead, right?
mhm. Yeah, and that's what we put, in the last announcement I was talking about that, or actually it wasn't even there. I think someone was just asking, they're looking at the price action and they're asking things like, well, what's going on, what's in the pipeline. And one of the tasks that we had this week was going through the larger DeFi community. And when I say going through it, I must have been in 100, not exaggerating, at least 100 other protocols, visiting their website, visiting their communities, checking out price action, checking out just what they're doing, because a lot of the DeFi space is kind of on a similar trajectory, right? 2021, it was a great year for DeFi. It wasn't so much a great year for governance tokens. And so, we always want to make sure we're focused on the cutting edge. We're always innovating. We're pushing that bar forward for yAxis. And a lot of them are saying a lot of similar things like we are, right? Which is you're going to evolve and adapt and really just it's about preparing that protocol for the next time that DeFi cycles in, rotates in. It's always that cycle within crypto. So as long as you're building it into something better, you're providing meaningful services, then you're on the right path. And I looked at us compared to a lot of other projects, and I think we're doing pretty good, Mister. Uh, so I think the first thing that was on our agenda for today. Let me take a look. I know I just sent that to you, right? APY Vision. So some of you probably saw the announcement, APY Vision. We will be having an AMA with them next week. I hope you guys can join. It should be a good discussion. One, to talk about yAxis, but two, to talk about the services that APY Vision can provide to you as an investor and how it can make you a smarter investor. And then also we'll be awarding the NFTs. So in the announcement, we talked about that, but basically, Mr. Was it the last 20? I forget, the last 20 people to enter the LP.
Yeah, it's we're picking 30 LP liquidity providers that are in our Uniswap V2 pool and awarding 30 folks with these NFTs that basically unlock the Pro plan from APY Vision, which is usually it's a premium plan, right? But these winners of these NFTs, the NFTs themselves unlock 6 months of that Pro plan. So it's actually pretty cool, especially if you're a liquidity provider. And really what APY Vision does is they need to understand how your whether it's impermanent loss, what your historical earnings have been, what the average rate of return is on your LP, all those different things. The platform, APY Vision's platform, the pro side of things, really digs into all that stuff. So I think it's pretty cool. Maybe I'm a geek, but I wish I got one of those NFTs actually, but that's just not going to be the case, unfortunately.
Mhm. Yeah, yeah. Any sort of tool that does that kind of data aggregation across the space, I'm always blown away at some of the stuff that people make. APY Visions, it's on that list. Uh, so yeah, please, that'll be Monday the 28th, 7 p.m. UTC. So please come out and join us. It'll be a good discussion. Next on the agenda is I think we're going to talk about the number one thing I know everyone is asking about, which is Avalanche and getting ready to deploy to Avalanche. Mister?
Yeah, when Avalanche, right? It's when is soon, TM. But all joking aside, we've been pushing really hard on our Avalanche deployment of our yAxis V3 protocol. So we're taking our core V3 architecture, which is essentially the vault architecture, as well as our APR boost mechanism, which is tied to our yAxis locking tokenomics. And just to kind of like recap that real quick, that's basically for folks that are looking to boost their rewards APR up to 2.5x, you can lock yAxis and receive yAxis. The act of locking and receiving the yAxis in itself will boost your personal rewards APR. And what's super cool is the voting rights that come with the yAxis allows you to vote to drive to steer additional rewards to the vault or vaults of your choice. And we're taking that core V3 architecture and we're taking it over to the Avalanche network. And the reason we're doing that is because we've noticed that just the not just the complexity of the transactions, but it's the cost of the transactions rather has become a little bit of a headwind for retail users. And what we're trying to do is make sure that everybody can have fair access to the protocol, have fair access to the earnings that we provide on digital assets. And that really is only possible with low gas fees, right? And that's what Avalanche, that is really the key benefit of going over there. And obviously, of course, I'm sure everybody wants to know when that's going to be. What I can say is we are in final testing right now, right? The back end is finished and we are in final testing, getting to through a staged front end. The one caveat there is it's always the case when you're building software, there can be so many different little things that you just catch on to that come only to light in the testing phase, right? So we are super close, and it's a matter of days at this point. But just because now that we're in the testing phase, we just don't know what we're going to find, and it will take a little bit of time to fix anything that we may find, right? So as far as when Avalanche, everyone, it's a matter of days at this point. We are in final testing, and we're super excited. We're looking forward to ourselves going over and being able to play on the Avalanche network with all those really super low transaction fees out there.
Yeah, I know. I've definitely been waiting, been keeping a bag back just for when we jump to Avalanche. And I don't know if you guys, I know some of you have been playing in Avalanche. As Bob is Bob on the no, Bob's not on the call. Bob Sacramento reminded me that 2 months ago he posted a link about some of the protocols. I think it was like Platypus or something um, that's on Avalanche. So it's a good time to start kind of orienting yourself to Avalanche. It is a different space than Ethereum. Some of the big players are on Ethereum and Avalanche, but there's also some new protocols you've probably never heard of. And being a low gas environment, that does change the dynamic a little bit in terms of what you can do also. So it's a pretty exciting time for me to get the chance to finally get over on Avalanche and have a reason to stick around on there and play around. So
Exciting times for sure. It's I forgot to mention one thing about our Avalanche deployment. The reason why we're taking our time to test everything is we haven't just deployed on Avalanche, right? We've also ensured that the experience is good for existing yAxis users, not just for new users that would perhaps come in through Avalanche. And those new users will have the ability to just start on Avalanche and stay on Avalanche, right? We have we'll be launching on a DEX. We'll be launching with Trader Joe, right? So you can purchase your tokens on Avalanche and then go use yAxis v3 on Avalanche. For anybody that's looking to migrate over from our Ethereum footprint, right, for our vaults on Ethereum, we've built a bridge to make it easy to kind of go over there. And if you are so inclined, take advantage of the rates on the Avalanche side, as well as the what we're projecting as going to be some really healthy rewards coming out on the Avalanche side. So just forgot to mention that. We'll have really good rates. Keep an eye on that. And we've got the bridge to make it easy to go back and forth.
Yep. And we will be publishing updated documentation on how to do all of this. Currently pretty close to a final draft, I believe, for most things, but we will make that available to you guys, both on Discord, on Telegram, and on the website. So for the next topic, so we're going to get into a little bit of the DAO community business here. We did open up the next cycle for Ambassador Bounties. So if anyone on here has ever wanted to get a little bit more engaged on the community side of DeFi or the community side of crypto, we are looking for a few good people. We talked about this earlier in the week. A few good people to join us as community ambassadors with other projects, as community representatives, even within the Discord and Telegram groups. We have bounties that you can partake of both daily and weekly that will pay you in yAxis. I have the complete list. We will publish a complete list, or if you reach out to me, I can give you a preview of what it looks like. But we have set aside 10,000 yAxis for this cycle. And I put it in the announcement, so we are very serious about this, right? And I've talked about this in the Discord. I think yAxis is a fantastic DeFi project, DeFi protocol. I think it provides a great value to the space, especially if you are a convex user and you're looking for a gas-free auto compounding layer over top of convex. But not just because of that. The problem, though, at this point in the cycle, not just for us, but for everyone, right, is just to get the good word out there for people to realize that you have this service available. Obviously, we'll be exercising some formal marketing strategies, but I love the organic grassroots efforts that you guys, that you, me, and the rest of the community can put forth just to go out and be that ambassador. If someone's talking about, man, I love ETH, but I hate the gas, or I love convex, I wish I could, it could auto compound for me. Well, these are great, great opportunities for you as an ambassador to reach out to them and say, hey, by the way, have you heard of this project called yAxis? So anyways, you can reach out to me or the TISC in either Telegram or Discord, and I can get some more information about that. And while we're on the subject of DAO council business, RT, I know we've been kind of crowding the mic. I wanted to give you a chance as the operations council. Is there any updates from your side of the house?
I think you guys have covered a lot of it. I think, we're definitely trying to get into the cadence of having each of the council positions report in the Discord weekly, kind of what's going on. So everyone definitely be on the lookout for those. I think we're shooting for, Monday and Tuesday on those. So that'll always be helpful to just kind of keep people in the loop along with events like this on what's going on. I think, we're still trying to, Mr. and I talk a lot about just different ways we could partner with other projects. So we have some things in the works on that end, but nothing worth reporting right now. But I think just from my view, we're moving faster than we ever have. The developer team is really pushing AVAX really fast, and alongside of that, some of the other roadmap that maybe Mr. want to talk about towards the end of this is also moving along really quickly as well. So that's really exciting, and I think the DAO Council and the rest of the project team are also just kind of moving at a speed that we haven't before. So just constantly trying to think of ways to help grow the protocol and keep us a staying name in the DeFi space.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and you reminded me actually, RT. So you mentioned Mondays, Tuesdays. As per the DAO governance, the DAO Council will be publishing updates at least once a week, and you can find these updates in the Discord, and then for big things we'll also cross post into Telegram. But in Discord we have a thread under the DAO announcements, and it's just called DAO Council Updates. And when we post those updates, we'll be tagging the relevant council. So, for example, Timmy Toes is our engineering council lead. When he provides his engineering update, he will tag Council 4 Engineer, which will then notify everyone who elected to receive updates from Council 4. They'll receive that ping in their Discord. And to sign up for that, again, under yAxis DAO, you just go to the channel called DAO Select Roles, and you can select from any one of the 6 or all 6 of the DAO councils, and then you'll receive those updates when we post them. So just know that that's there. And let's see. I think we had one other topic on here.
Yeah, just a little bit of little housekeeping. Actually, we should probably mention that we do have a current forum discussion up right now, so would love to get everybody engaged into the forum discussion. We are discussing a protocol wide change to our protocol revenue fee, and we'll be taking that to a YIP really soon. So just wanted to encourage everybody to jump in there, give your feedback, give whatever insights you might have to the approach that the team and the DAO Council are both proposing. And before we take it to the vote, we do want to make sure that we flex as much of our DAO-ness as possible, and that is really critical to a healthy DAO conversation, right? It's making sure that the folks that are going to be impacted get a chance to raise their voice, raise their hand, and just voice their opinion, right? It's both in support or not in support, and hopefully a little bit of why anybody might think whatever their opinion is based on, how they came to that conclusion. That is core to DAOs, right? That is core to making sure that we are aligned in our approach, and that this is as it is for the best of the protocol, but it's also for the best of the users, right? Hopefully those incentives there are aligned in that way. And the only way we can really ensure that is by making sure that everybody is participating, as many people as possible are participating in that conversation. So yeah, just all that to say, do encourage everybody to pop on into the forum, and you can find the link to the forum through our Discord. You can find it on our website. Yeah, please do jump in.
Yeah, I really do want to encourage you guys to be active participants. A lot of people make the mistake of joining, entering the DeFi space, buying some governance tokens, and kind of treating it like a passive investment. But the more interactive it is, the more that the individual investors step in and participate in the governance process. This is a democratic, decentralized financial apparatus that you do have influence over, and that should not only be exciting, but that should be something that if you want a passive investment, you can always go to the bank, right? You're in the crypto space. This is your chance to make your word heard, to change the direction or influence the direction of your investment. And so with
Yeah,
that,
but it's not a requirement. Just want to make that clear too, right? If you're happy to just sit back and let folks that are more engaged and more active in their management of their assets, then yeah, that's great. Jump on in if you wanna be part of that. Do jump on in. If you don't, that's fine too, right? We're not saying that it's a requirement. It is just an opportunity to be active, to have a voice in how the protocol functions, how the protocol generates revenue.
True. Maybe some people don't have as much fun in DeFi as I do. So I like to guilt people into playing more in the space because I think it's very exciting. I mean, I've learned more.
Oh, the good old guilt trip, is it?
I've learned more about finances and managing my own money by being active in DeFi over the past few years than I think I would ever learn with my bank. But you're right. You don't have to, right? You could definitely make a very smart, savvy decision just to kind of invest in a protocol and invest into the vaults and let us. When I say us, I mean the overall project, the community. Manage that fund for you. So then you're investing in the wisdom of the community. So, but I think in terms of agenda for this week, that might be it, Mister. Is there anything that we missed?
No, that's I think we covered everything. But we do want to open it up for any questions, any questions that might be out there from our listeners, or if you're happening to be listening and you're in our Discord, feel free to put that question into our Discord. But did want to open it up. Do we have any questions? Feel free to raise your hand if you're in the Twitter space right now. We can bring you up.
Yeah, that's true. So if you're new to the Twitter Spaces, I mean, even I am. I've done quite a few now, but you just raise your hand. We can bring you up, and you can talk, ask your question.
Do we have any takers? Well, I do have I do have one question, and this one is for Mr. Poppy and for RT. What is your plan for our Avalanche launch? Which vault are you looking to get into?
You know what? Were we going to have a Joe vault? I can't remember.
Yep, we will have a Joe vault. We are actually exploring creating an S Joe vault. Trader Joe is migrating their X Joe to S Joe, and those rewards will be in USDC, I believe. So that's pretty compelling. Yeah, so we'll have the Joe vault itself, and perhaps an S Joe vault in the very near future.
Yeah, that's definitely a direction I'm going. I've learned over the course of my life to listen to smarter people than me. I have friends that are pretty active in Avalanche, and they keep telling me, "Man, you gotta pick up some Joe." So if I can go into a Joe vault, that's definitely my plan. And for those who don't know, Joe I believe, is basically the not literally Uniswap, but the Uniswap for Avalanche, right? It's the kind of the main trading platform.
Yeah, the Trader Joe rather, right? Joe is the token, and Trader Joe is the DEX. Yeah, they are an AMM, and they are the biggest on Avalanche right now. So yeah, I think it's a pretty apt comparison there to say, it's like the Uniswap on Avalanche. Totally.
I'd have to agree there. I think probably be looking at Joe and maybe a couple others, but certainly we'll be making use of the bridge. Excited to use it.
Yeah, I've kept a bag back just for the bridge, and then I'll probably pick up some more. Once I move everything over, it's to me just the idea. I've done so. The only other chain I've been using is Tezos, which Tezos is pretty cheap to transact, but I don't use it for DeFi, right? I use it for NFTs. The idea, I think I'm going to be shocked, sticker shock, the first time I go to buy some yAxis off of, or yAxis off of an AMM, and not get slammed with that Uniswap message of like, do you want to spend 50, 100, 200 bucks to do this? And I just wash all that money down the drain. Oh man, that is going to feel good.
Please don't. Please don't wash your money down the drain. But hey, Mr. Poppy, I think we have a question. We have ZipSwap Intern who's requested. Shall we open it up for a question here?
Sure.
All right. ZipSwap Intern, you are now a speaker. It looks like you're connecting, but please, we'd love to hear your question, or if it's just a comment or whatever.
Oh, hey, how's it going?
What do you got?
Just wondering what kinds of bounties will you have coming up with that 10K yAxis, and do you have any currently running?
Yes, we do. Well, I should say they will be running once I do my next post. I was going to wait until after this call and do a add everyone tag. But an example of a few, some of these, because I not only want to, or we not only want to increase our engagement across the space, just making friends, right? We're not asking people to shill, to lie, to hard sell someone. We don't want someone going in, say to like Convex Discord and being like spamming like 5 messages about yAxis, right? That's not what this is about. This will be more about just making friends in the space, going there, maybe talk a little bit about it when it's relevant. So some examples are going to be like tweeting about it if you have something interesting to say. Saying good morning in the Discord. I'm going to be awarding bounties for that because I want this to be a little bit more fun too. In the market, it's kind of got people a little bit freaked out in recent months. Memes. Post some memes, I will pay you a bounty. If you're a prolific writer, if you have if you're active on say Medium, I'll pay you a bounty for that. If you're active in some other Discord communities and you think it might be a good one to serve as a just community ambassador role, I'll pay you for that too. There's a long list, I think, of about 20 items, kind of in that vein. Or come out to our game nights. We have game nights on Wednesdays. Winners also get paid bounties for that. We are very serious about ramping this up in a fun way, right? It's just about getting the good word out. And it's just kind of where the market is, right? Even if you have a good project, a good product, great services, active team, you still got to be known. And that's what we want to do. We want to be known as the fun protocol, the fun project. And sometimes you gotta, just toss a few tokens out there to kind of spark that fire. So that's the approach we're taking.
Cool. That's great. Exactly what I want to hear. Where just like, you probably already said it. Sorry, I missed the first half of this chat. Are you guys incentivizing liquidity on Avalanche, and if so, which decks are you going to use?
That's a great question. Thanks for stepping up to the speaker stage, ZipSwap Intern. I think you got some really good questions right now. Yes, we will be. It will be on Trader Joe, and we will be incentivizing it. The LP, we're both for the LP and for our vaults. We're still working the final numbers, but one of the goals is for really healthy APR in the early days. What we're trying to do is give that little extra bit of, care in the form of incentives to the folks that have all been in our community for a while, that are going over to Avalanche, right? They've been the supporters, as well as the new folks that maybe are going to be finding yAxis for the first time through Avalanche, right? And making sure that they are taken care of, right? Make sure that them being those first movers, those early adopters, and the loyal project supporters, that they are rewarded, right? So yes, all that to say, we will be incentivizing. It will be a really healthy incentive rewards.
Okay, cool. And I'm assuming that there'll be a bridge set up. Will the tokens that be sent across, will they just be straight yAxis tokens, or will they be yAxis, yAxis? You know, will they have a prefix, or will they just be yAxis?
They'll be just yAxis. Yep, the bridge will handle going back and forth, and it'll basically facilitate the minting of those tokens on the other side, on the Avalanche side.
Cool. Any other chains besides Avalanche on your guys' watch?
Oh, well, yes. I guess this is now a little bit of the alpha portion of the herd at this point. You know, we are actively investigating other chains. Avalanche is a really great first step for us in this push towards becoming more of a multi-chain protocol, and we do have a bunch of other targets on our radar. Everything from perhaps a ZK sync to a perhaps well, maybe I shouldn't drop too much alpha here, but perhaps there's a Starkware collaboration that we could explore. But all that to say, yes, we are looking at other chains, but for right now, we are really focused on Avalanche. We do want to make sure it works well, make sure that we launch with some good marketing behind it as well, and that's again why the ambassador program that Mr. Poppy is running is so important, right? Because as he was saying, we have to get our name out there, and getting our name out there is at the most simplest form. It is a function of dollars spent, right, to get that marketing out there. But if you're just relying on those dollars to get the awareness, it's a really inefficient use of those dollars, because you have to pay essentially for every eyeball, right? But with the help of the community, the DAO, our ambassadors, become a force multiplier on those dollars, right? They can amplify, they can get even more reach, more eyeballs onto our marketing activations without us having to put extra dollars into it, right? We put the dollars in initially, we launch the campaign, and the community helps us really lengthen the reach, or I'm not sure if lengthen is the right word, but grow the reach of our campaigns, right? So we are really excited, and we do hope that we see you there, ZipSwap. I think it'd be great to have you as an ambassador. You sound like you understand the DeFi space. You're asking all the right questions. We need folks just like you.
Yeah, I'll be popping in. Don't worry.
Awesome.
Cool. Well, I think that's all the questions I've got for now. If I think of any others, I'll ask them in the Discord. Thank you very much.
No, thank you. Thanks for stepping up to the speaker stage. Appreciate it. If you don't mind, I'm just going to take you down from the speaker stage now. And thanks again for your questions. Do we have any others?
Should we just remind folks of a couple of things coming up on the roadmap after Avalanche?
Yeah, if no questions, then why don't we do that? So just to remind everybody, we are focused on Avalanche right now, right? And with everything that we just mentioned in response to ZipSwap's questions, once we're past our launch and we activate our marketing and we activate the community, the next thing on our roadmap is our self-repaying loan product. And what that essentially does is it allows you to take your, say, stablecoin and deposit it into our self-repaying loan product. And what we do is we take your collateral and instantly give you access upwards of, maybe I shouldn't be giving the exact number just right now, but we have a really competitive range of LTV, which means loan to value. And what that basically means is, let's say we offer 65%. That's just, not saying that that's what the final number is going to be, but if we offer a 65% LTV, if you bring $100 in stablecoin, you can instantly access $65 out of that, right? The 65% of your collateral you get in stablecoin, and you can go and do whatever you need to do with that. Meanwhile, we take your collateral, we deposit it into our V3 architecture, into our vaults, and we generate yield on that collateral, right? So we already have in our V3, our core V3 architecture, we have a revenue generating engine, right? So what we're doing is we're plugging this borrow product right into our vaults. And what that allows us to do is take your collateral, put it into our vaults, earn yield on that, and use that yield to pay down your loan. So over a number of years, rates are variable, so that could change a little bit. But over a certain number of years, the way it works is we pay down your loan after you've already accessed your 65% of your collateral, and once the loan is paid back by us, you can just take all your collateral back. So at the end of the day, at the end of the once that loan quote unquote matures, you've essentially gotten a 65% return over however many years it took to pay that loan back. So I think it's a really compelling feature, and I'm super excited for it. For me, I think really we're well positioned for this product because, again, we do have that revenue generating engine already working, right? We've been generating yield on, say, for example, the USD vault, right, on MIM for quite some time now, and that really does give us an advantage because we are able to capture all of that yield and largely put it back towards paying back the loan. Whereas, we don't have to shave off any points, any percentages here and there for third parties or what have you. It's all in-house, and that's the beauty of it, and that's why we're so excited for the self-repaying loan function. And then after that, a little bit further down the roadmap, that's when leverage trading comes into the picture, and that is a little bit further away, so I'll just leave it at that one. But that is a decentralized, permissionless leverage trading platform that we'll talk more about in the coming days, coming weeks.
Yeah, Mister, those items, and I just put a tweet out earlier about that, but those items are so spicy. I'm really excited about the borrow loan feature myself. I've been eyeing up stuff like Alchemix for a while, but if I could do that, in house, I'd like it even better.
Yeah, absolutely. I think you were saying you needed a new boat or something, Pappy. Is that what you're going for there?
Yeah, don't I wish? Give me a few years, maybe.
A deal. Let's go in on a boat together once the self-repaying loan product goes live.
So I don't see any other questions, but we'll give everyone a chance here in the Twitter spaces if there's anything on your mind you want to talk about. Glad to entertain even just general questions about DeFi. I think that might be it, Mister.
Yeah, we're at the 40-minute mark, so I think that's that. If no questions, I think we can wrap it up. Absolutely.
Yeah, but thank you so much, everyone, for coming out. I always enjoy having these calls, and I enjoy even more when someone steps up with a few questions. It's I spend enough time on these streams, kind of listening to my own voice, and not my favorite activity. So it's always good to hear some fresh blood, some new participants. So please keep coming out, not just to this. We have game nights on Wednesdays. Every other Friday, we have a happy hour that's for the entire DeFi space, not just yAxis. Anyone in the DeFi space wants to talk DeFi, crypto, whatever's on your mind, come on out. And would love to throw back a beer and chat with you guys. And then look for the DAO Council updates Mondays, Tuesdays. And I think those are the big ticket items. So.
All right. Well, thank you, Mr. Poppy. Thank you, RT. Thank you, ZipSwap, for your questions. That was awesome. We hope to see you next time. But that does it for your Herd 33, everyone. Have a happy Friday. Please enjoy your weekend, and we'll see you back here next time.